Well, I'm going to go in the kitchen and check if I got any internet service. It says I'm at 3650 kbps. Oh. Oh. Nope, I ain't got no. Oh, that's... See, there's my outside kitty cats. Hello, Snowball. See, there they are. Let's see if the internet's back on. Like I said, people, right now I'm on my cell phone data because the internet went out. I'm sorry, but my internet went out. Hello, Rodrigo. Ah, I'm kind of mad. Hello, Lima. And right now, since I'm using my cell data, it says I'm at 1142 kbps. Nobody had to apologize, with Spectrum TV or internet or Spectrum. Well, they own two other companies, Charter, and it's no telling. It usually happens once a week. It either happened in the morning or after 10 o'clock at night. And at least I got an outside antenna that I can watch local TV stations. And I'm doing 30 FPS. What's that, foot per square? I don't, like I said, people. I like your profile pic I like your profile picture. Hi, Jordi Rodriguez, ZZ9XL. You know, I guess you consider this part two since I'm on my cell phone data. Come about $900 a month, give or take a little. I think January we would get about a $50 raise. That's not enough. Time you pay for your health insurance, you're not really getting a pay raise. And Saturday is the 1st. It says transmission is unstable due to weak network connection. You know, so that means I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Because I don't want to have bad internet with you good people. I wish Elon Musk could get his stuff down to where us people can afford it, like maybe $10 or $15 a month, maybe $20 a month, but not $300 or $400 up front. Hello. Yeah, I'm on my cell phone data up there, 709. I went in and checked. The internet's down, period. Got no internet. I can't even go to YouTube or Pluto or anything on my TV because the internet's down. But right now, people, now it's back up to 1142 kbps. See, people, I'm an old man. I don't understand all this bull crap. I'm at 29 FPS. I'm at 1842. No, I'm up to 2192 kbps. I don't know how these cell towers works. I do the radio frequencies, but I don't know where they get their data from. Hey, Rodriguez, 1979, take care of that woman. She looked like she's a very smart young lady. You know, remember, Rodriguez, she's the boss. You know, just remember, she's the boss. Don't forget about birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Days, Christmas. Always tell her before you go to bed and when you wake up that you love them. Try to keep peace in the family. You'll make it 60 years of being married. You know, I want everybody to be married 60 plus years. Is what I want you to do. I'm going to put my cell phone back up in my tripod. I don't know when the internet will come back on. Usually 1 to 8 hours, knowing Spectrum. But if I wasn't on here on my cell phone, I could go on the internet and see why there's no internet service. Because you call them, they said, it's okay. Then you check the Spectrum net, and it's outage. You know. But I want to welcome everybody to my YouTube channel tonight. As I say, I want you to help me get my watch hours up. Help me get my subscribers up. I'm thinking I'm about 350 away from getting monetized. You all know what it is. I don't understand all this googly stuff. And, you know, we a YouTube family. What time is it? It's probably about 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. I'm just guessing. But man, I climb up on my ladder that I got in the living room. My ladder like this. Well, I can get up there and clean the ceiling fan and the covers where you screw the light bulbs in, clean all that up, you know, because you got your ceiling fan going around, which I don't need it on, not until I start turning my furnace on. And like I said, I got it sitting on 69. Let's see what the inside temperature is. It's 74 degrees in here, people. It looks like I'm going to have to open the bedroom window up over on the east side of my bedroom. Because I can't sleep when it's hot, you know. But, you know, since it turned cold, my shoe flies don't bug me anymore. I guess they died or went back outside or something. I have been sweeping, vacuum, mopping, and all this. I did put up a new fly trap. I only got maybe 2 flies on it. Usually I got maybe 50 on it by now since I put it up today. So I want to give a big shout out to 709, Joanne, Justin, Rodriguez, Lima. Sorry if I pronounced your name. I like your hairdo. Rodriguez, you know. Like I say, I wish I was smart like your younger people. Because you younger people had computers in school. They got computers where I went to school probably the 80s or 90s, I would think. Let's see. Probably late 80s, I would think. Or early 90s. All we did is took, you know, learning how to type, PE class, cooking class, French classes, biology, health class, and like that. I was watching the video, thank you God for reminding me, that I was watching this lady, I forget what her channel was, talk about the school sex education. And she was complaining that they're not teaching our kids your ladies and men have the right to say no. Some states, they're not even teaching that in school. So let me tell you, ladies that's in school or out of school or going to college, you have the right to say no. You know, maybe they need to make it a federal law that all states have the same law. You know, one state might have one thing and another state have another thing and so on. I think they need, if they're going to teach sex education in school, they should teach the kids, you have the right to say no. That's my opinion. And your parents out there knows. Teach your kids, or your future fathers and mothers, teach your kids they have the right to say no. That's one thing this lady that was on her YouTube channel talking about the different states, that they're not teaching the kids that you have the right to say no. You know, I'm not trying to teach sex education, but I want you all to be protective. But thanks to God up there telling me about this, because I saw it on a video before Megan Fox and the Umbrella guy. I want to give a shout out to those people, and also those people in Bakersfield, California, RD on the Scene, Kern County Crime Watch, White T-Shirt Media. There's a bunch of them in Bakersfield. They got a good platform because Bakersfield and LA, they're big towns. And your TV crew can't get out and drive around all night looking for stuff. And some of the things that they do in California, thanks to the YouTubers, they might buy the rights to that video that they saw a car wreck, a house fire, or something like that, or a police pursuit. So, you know, but around here where I live in Indiana, the USA, there's not that much going on where I live. In the country, that is. There's no street lights. And people, wherever you live, if you live in a city or you're taking a trip on the interstate, watch out for Rudolph. It's the time of the month for Rudolph. And you lady knows what I mean. They had a wreck last night out there on I-65, about the 21 mile marker, I think. These people hit Rudolph. It's the time of the year, people, for them to be out catting around. But I guess a buck is a male deer. They got no sense when the female is out hunting the trot. You know, they got no sense, just like we do. We got no sense sometimes. But I want you all to be careful when you're out driving. If you can use your bright lights, use your bright lights. But pay attention when you're driving. And I don't want you to hit Rudolph and tear your automobile up. You know, it does happen. I got a friend that I went to school with, lives in Corden. It's not common for him to hit at least 1 or 2 deer a year. And be careful. My neighbor next door, Kenny Jr., he hit a deer in his pickup truck. He had a little S10. It really didn't hurt it that much. But I want you all to be careful out there when you're driving. I know some of you ain't going to listen. I'm giving you all some ideas too, since it's question and answer night. Probably do that. I'll probably do 2 videos a day. And either morning or afternoon. Might do one in the morning and one in the afternoon at night. I don't know. I'm trying to get... Well, I've seen some videos I was watching today that this one video I saw of a moose. I guess maybe it was a baby that ran up to these people, made them stop. Then the baby moose would turn around and start walking, or maybe the mama or daddy turn around and start walking, trying to get them to follow them. I've seen coyotes and wolves and other animals do that. They will stop you because they're asking for your help. I don't know, some of the videos I've watched today, I don't know if that was a Canada video or Alaska video. I saw that. Maybe it was Alaska. I can't remember. And them mooses is big. I think that some of them bigger than the deer, but I think 709 brought it up. Back in my younger days, me and Stevie, well, he's dead. He went to heaven. When we was cutting grass up in the cemetery there in Charlestown, we cutting in the back part of the cemetery. You couldn't tell if that was a jackass or a deer or a moose. That buck deer was huge, big as of a moose. And we got close and found out it was a big buck. And I've never seen a buck that huge. Even the ones that comes through the yard every once. I don't know, this one looked about like a jackass or a horse. That's how big it was. I never seen one around in my lifetime that big. Even the ones I got come through the yard or out in the back 40, they're regular size, but these, like you said, as big as a horse. That one I saw up in the cemetery. But they knew, because, if I had the extra money, I'd buy those little mental blocks and set them out to the west side of my property. When it gets time to feed my birds, they start walking down my gravel driveway because they know there'd be corn on the ground, because the little birds knock all that out for the deer and the pigeons and crows. I can't wait to see my woodpecker this year, if he's still alive. Like the birds, when they get done eating, they fly. I haven't hit my window, run into my window. But the woodpecker, I've seen some that went through the windshield. I seen an 18-wheeler that hit a deer when I used to drive. They hit those big 18-wheelers. It looks like hamburger. You couldn't tell what they are. You know, but if they hit a car or a pickup, you know, a Volkswagen, it'll demolish it. What's those other cars that's smart? Mini Coopers. If a deer hit a Mini Cooper, you just dig a hole and plant the whole thing in the ground, because there'd be nothing left of it when you hit Rudolph. And 709, I've sent a message to Angel, which that's Sherry's daughter, the one I play some of her videos. And I don't know if she monitored her YouTube channel. I said, your mom okay? Your aunts and all that? I said, I haven't talked to your mom for a few weeks. And I said, the last time I talked to your mom, she was sick. Is she okay? Now, I gave her my YouTube channel. I said, we worry about her. I said, I did send your mom some texts. I haven't heard nothing back. And since it's not 11 o'clock yet, I don't think. No, it's almost 11. NCIS Sydney is on. So, like I said, this Popo, yeah, share it. No, I have not heard anything. But Angel is Sherry's daughter, the one that sings, got a good, beautiful voice. And I haven't heard back from her yet. Because I put it on one of her videos, so it'll be no telling. Just have to wait and see. Just have to wait and see. I guess tomorrow, maybe sometime after I get up, I guess I will call Sherry. If I get it disconnected, then I know she kicked the bucket or something. Cause she had like the flu bug or the virus, whatever you want to call it. You know, the virus that everybody had back in the 2020. But I know the last time she been fixing her house up, babysitting her grandkids, she told me she had the virus and she was getting over it. And I know her sisters haven't been on here. So, and let's get back to the Popo. Jeffersonville, Indiana, people.
After his release, why he's back in Kentucky.
Plus, a local man charged with killing a 1-year-old girl. We speak with neighbors about a young life cut short.
But first, the Caribbean is bracing for Hurricane Melissa. Forecasters are calling it.
Boy, Caribbean is getting hit hard right now, people.
His crews on the island of Jamaica now wait for morning to assess the damage.
Let me turn it around.
He joins us now with the very latest on Melissa.
Hi guys, thanks so very much. Yeah, still a very powerful storm, not quite as strong as what it was earlier today, just before making landfall on the western tip of Jamaica. Max sustained winds when that happened 185 miles per hour. Think about that. That's right around the eye, or what we call the eye wall, and right across a certain area at a slow pace. That's what happened in western portions of Jamaica earlier today. Well, the latest satellite is showing the storm becoming better defined once again. You can see the eye clear as day right now. Here's the southeastern coastline there of Cuba. It's moving northeast at 9 miles an hour. It has intensified over the past couple of hours, back up to 130. That makes it a low-end Category 4 storm. Some strengthening is still likely over the next few hours before it makes landfall, and that will happen after midnight tonight here in southeastern Cuba as a Cat 4 storm. Then it will goes as well. It's going to be rough during the day tomorrow in that zone, and then that storm will lift farther off to the northeast towards the central Atlantic as we move later into the work week. Could impact Bermuda, along about Thursday, Friday as a Category 2 storm.
Well, people, I'm getting off of here because my data is kind of going down. So, I'll catch you all later. You all have a great day. Remember Halloween to be careful. I love you all. God loves you.
As you mentioned, the slow-moving storm made landfall in Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane. Officials say it's the strongest hurricane to hit the island in 174 years. It's